Does this make sense? Right? So they would wait an hour. They would get an open price. Okay, we got an open price at 100, a closing at 150, a low at 80, and a high at 200. So they would wait. They would wait a couple of hours or a couple of days to draw candles. They were drawing candles this way, and they were really waiting. They were looking at patterns, and they were really waiting to see that, okay, what are the candles saying based on the fact that, okay, where can the next price go? Or where can the next candle form? This was the basics how candles were formed, because you would just sit and you just wait for the prices to come in. You would draw candles, you would wait a whole day, and then you would have history. Right? Then you would have history on the charts. And once you had that history on the charts, then you could say, okay, based on the 2 days of me drawing candles, now I can finally take a trade. Right? But now when we have our platforms, we have CTrader, we have our MetaTrader, it's really easy. It's really easy to take a trade. It's really easy to execute a trade. And I think these systems are meant for us to fail, because when you have your systems on, now you can execute trades within, man, like within a few seconds. Within a few seconds, you can put money at risk. And it's really easy. It's really harmful too, because back in the day, when someone said, okay, hey, you have to sit down and draw candles for a day, man, no, not many people will be willing to do that. They'll say, oh no, it's a waste of time, whatever, this and that. But now it's really easy, so you have to be very careful. Now you have all these weapons at your hand that you can put money at risk. You have leverage. You can open lot sizes. Man, you can flip accounts from $1,000 to 2,000 and 5,000. You can flip those accounts, but it comes with a lot of responsibility. And that responsibility is that how are you going to manage yourself? Are you going to fall into that greed? Are you going to fall into that fear of, like, let's say, losing and making money? So that's going to be something really important. We have Nathan that is unmuted. Nathan, can you mute yourself? I'm going to really appreciate that. And also Brian Miller there as well. Okay, perfect. So let me just remove this from here and let's continue on to candlesticks continued, right? So basically what we talked about were basic candles, right? So now what we're going to talk about is candles without wicks and candles with wicks, right? So candles without wicks basically means that there's no range for the next candle to fill. Right? When you have candles that have wicks, that means that the next candle can potentially go in that same direction. But when you have candle with no wicks, then there's no range. So usually when there are no wicks on the candles, there's a 50-50 chance